There below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, these, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. They're obviously disappointed with how things are going. Momentum working right now against them.
And right now, Brooklyn, they've started this year as well as they could have hoped. Playing great basketball, probably exceeding preseason expectations.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, D.A. Thank you. Doris, the depth of talent for these two teams, a real point of pride for both.
Well, I think both of these front offices take extraordinary pride, Kevin, in their ability to surround their star players, and you have to have stars. But the key is the guys around them. What is their fit? Do they complement the stars' greatest attributes? That is the measure of a great front office.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Oladipo is the 2. With Warren playing small forward. Sabonis and Turner up front. And it's McConnell in at the point. And looking at the Nets, Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Jared Allen is out there with DeAndre Jordan. And it's KD in at the 3. Now here's Durant. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
How many times have we seen DeAndre Jordan take it off the window and convert? Boy, he is so good.
Here's McConnell. Outside Turner. Pass to Oladipo. Indiana moving it around. Warren against Durant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the shot by Warren, no good. LeVert in the corner. And it's off from three-point range. And it's Indiana's ball. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Now, here's Oladipo. His last outing with 20 points. Pulls it up. Allen with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Now, here's LeVert. He's covered by McConnell. Bounce pass LeVert. Durant with it. Now defended by Oladipo. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Indiana. It's Oladipo on the wing. The pass to Warren. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Shot on the wing, and it's Oladipo that time on the assist by Warren.
How about the concentration, guys, from the veteran guard, Oladipo, shooting under pressure. Nice.
Pass to Irving. Second shot opportunity. Oladipo with the blocks. KD against Warren. Durant with the steal. In transition, here come the Nets. Irving looking for an opening. Outside Jordan. Takes a 3. KD with the bucket.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Now, here's Oladipo. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Knocked away. Stolen by Levert. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. It's stolen by Oladipo. And now Oladipo pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Now, Victor Oladipo's passing skills probably unappreciated. This guy is very unselfish and capable.
Outside Durant, shoots over Warren. Durant, no good.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Sabonis kicks to Warren. Shot clock at 5. Over Durant. Kept alive. Sabonis. A second chance effort. Rebounded by the Nets. Gotta keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
For 3, Durant buries the long-range jumper. KD's got 6 points.
Now, there's an innate sense of how to play the game when we're talking Kevin Durant. The pick and roll has become second nature to him.
Levert against Oladipo. Back to Sabonis. Passes it to Oladipo. The tray. It's rebounded by Durant.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there. Well, you think back to Victor Oladipo and his college basketball being played at Indiana University. So when he gets traded to the Pacers, many thought it was viewed as a homecoming.
Kevin Durant can't get that one to fall.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Now McConnell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Warren against KD. Beyond the arc. And the shot by Warren, no good. And exceeding expectations in Indiana. Victor Oladipo, Doris, remade himself as an all-star.
Well, he credits the year he spent playing alongside Russell Westbrook. That relentless attack, that commitment to get better, that commitment to be a threat no matter where you are on the floor. This young man has set the tone between the lines and outside the lines.
Now McConnell, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Turner dishes to Warren. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. We can talk about the quiet producers in the league. T.J. Warren is one of the first names that come to mind.
The last few seasons, Warren has come close to chipping in 20 points a game. Doesn't do anything flashy, but he just hits his shots and piles up the points on a nightly basis.
Free throw good from Warren. And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three. He might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. It's hauled in by Warren.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Dinwiddie against Brogdon. Here's Warren. And it's all evened up.
It's about all you can do as a defender. Warranted just that talented and has that kind of focus when necessary.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. On the wing, Harris. Covered by Lamb. Back to Dinwiddie. Out to Harris. Fires the three. But they recover it. Jerebko the pass to Dinwiddie. Harris with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Chandler inside the line. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Pass to Leaf. And here is Brogdon. The pass to Leaf. He dishes it to Warren. Chandler with the steal. Down low. Here's Jerebko. It's hauled in by Leaf. Pacers have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Brogdon against Harris. The shot by Brogdon, no good. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Nets. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Now here's McDermott, guarded by Jordan. McDermott finds Brogdon. A 3-ball. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Chandler dishes to Jordan. Harris outside. Out to Chandler. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And the Pacers, a team that generally likes to work the ball until they find what they like.
No doubt, Greg, reflected in the fact that they were 27th in field goal attempts last season, right? That's because they are so patient and so disciplined on the offensive end.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
You have to remember, the Nets surrendered their draft pick every year for 5 straight years, between the years 2014 to 2018. How they turned that into a playoff run last year, one of the great stories in the league.
And both free throws good for Wilson Chandler. And Doris, you're right. Those picks you're referring to surrendered by the Nets in their 2013 trade with the Celtics.
And think about it, Kev. That transaction was one in a string of trades by the Nets, trading their picks for veterans. This 2019 draft, only the second time the Nets controlled their pick in the last 9 years. What they have achieved in the face of that is nothing short of remarkable.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And with their offense sputtering, coaches got to get them back on track.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Jeremy Lamb. A very nice season for him last year. Last season, he averaged 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Dinwiddie passes to Jerebko, and that one is good.
Well, how about that floor awareness by Spencer Dinwiddie, getting his guys the basketball in great spots.
The Nets shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
One shot.
That's good from Jerebko. The players have taken their game to another level. A lot of improvement they've done individually. Any surprises that have caught your eye, Doris, over the years?
Yeah, I would say probably maybe the greatest single individual leap I've ever seen is by the reigning most improved player, and that's Pascal Siakam. Couldn't get in the rotation consistently in the postseason, and then became such an integral part of an NBA championship team. Kemba Walker, who is an all-star caliber player, all NBA level guy, continues to stay in the lab and keep improving. So a ton of guys. Domantas Sabonis, another young big who's been incredible. Just great to see guys progress.
This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. In third, the Pacers.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
And he knocks down the first one.
And a player who flew under the radar last year, Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers wanted to add him over the summer. Got a hefty deal from Indiana to leave the Bucks. Exactly the kind of player that the Pacers need.
Brogdon hits them both.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special. When you drive to the cup, you do it with a purpose, and Joe Harris mixing up his attack right there.
Brogdon outside. Rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Now, here's Brogdon. Pass to Lamb. Back to Brogdon. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by Jerebko.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
And again, it's the Nets missing.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Brogdon finds McDermott.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
It's his first trip to the line.
And going back to his performance at the line last year, guys, 84% as a free throw shooter.
No good on the free throw. KD's checked in for Jordan. The Pacers also with a sub. Turner's checked in. And he sinks the second. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's KD. He's got 6. With 1 on the clock, and the last second attempt does not go in for him.
And this is why this team considers Turner a defensive stalwart. Long arms, quick feet, the ability to contest shooters. Really good defense.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
Wilson Chandler out there with Jonas Jerebko. Then it's Joe Harris. Then it's Durant. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Early on, players vying for larger roles and more minutes, and Doris, always interesting to see how all of that materializes.
Yeah, Kev, I think unless you have a veteran team who's maybe been in the playoffs and established themselves, there's nothing set in stone yet. Obviously, guys are looking to prove themselves from the very moment that ball is tipped up in the air. And who gets a rhythm early? Who starts off strong? Let's see.
I'm looking forward to it as well. First one falls for him.
With the Indiana Pacers, you know you're a small market team, and it's led to a little bit of a shuffle personnel-wise. What's incredible, they continue to put a competitive product on the floor year in and year out.
Allen's checked in for the Nets. Irving comes in for Joe Harris. Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. Victor Oladipo comes in for Doug McDermott. Chandler hits them both. Doris, you're right. The Pacers have made the playoffs 8 of the last 9 seasons. Remarkable consistency.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kev. It starts at the top and sort of trickles down from ownership to the front office down to the head coach. This is a solid operation through and through.
Shot clock at 6. Back to Oladipo. No good with the triple. Brooklyn leading by 6. Dinwiddie attacking, and he banks in the layup.
Well, when Spencer Dinwiddie puts his head down and goes to the contact, he is unafraid and fearless.
Irving against Brogdon. And it's sent back by Allen. Irving against Sabonis. Up and in on the layup. And now a 10-point Brooklyn lead.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Poked away. Blocked in the pass to Turner. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Chandler.
For Miles Turner, so much of this is about confidence. You love to see him convert in there. That is nice. Miles Turner, the 11th pick in 2015. I think defensively probably the best player out of that class. And if you view it through that prism, you wonder if going back he might have gone top 5.
Karis LeVert's checked in for the Nets. That's good from Turner. And you know, Doris, there were some medical red flags for Turner that may have caused him to slip a bit in that draft.
Yes, but I think he has alleviated any of those concerns. Credit him and the trainers for developing his core and for this young man paying the price in the weight room. He's gotten stronger and stronger.
And so it's Indiana with it. Nets leading by 7. They get it back. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Now McConnell. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Oladipo outside. Passes it to Sabonis. Back to Oladipo. Three-pointer. Dinwiddie with the rebound. Inside. And KD throws it down.
Size and height of Kevin Durant makes him a prime threat to throw it down. You've got to keep him out of the paint.
Sabonis kicks to Oladipo. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And the Pacers can't get it to go. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And it's good, 2 points. Durant's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Allen. Good season for him last year. 8th in field goal percentage and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. KD's shot is off.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Now, here's Oladipo. Tipped away, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. Warren's checked in for the Pacers. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Shot clock at 2. Fires from deep. They get it again. Sabonis, no good.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
But they get it back. Here's Dinwiddie. Knocks down the 3 ball. Dinwiddie's got his 3rd basket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
McConnell finds Warren. Shoots over LeVert. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Irving for 3. Victor Oladipo grabs the miss. Pacers trail by 14. Here's Warren. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Jared Allen.
Well, T.J. Warren has the kind of frame that allows him to play through contact. Well, you think back to T.J. Warren and how good he has been for the last few years. And yet last season, he took a huge step forward by adding the three-pointer to his arsenal.
That free throw good from Warren. And the way Warren improved his three-point shooting last year, Doris, was incredible.
No doubt, Kevin. This is a guy who went from below 25% the year before from distance to making over 40% of his range shots. He did all this while coming close to tripling his three-point attempts. What an improvement.
Both free throws good from Warren. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the basement.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Oladipo against Dinwiddie. Pass to Durant. Kicks to Irving. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Come on, that is remarkable work from Kyrie. Ridiculously crafty at how he gets into the defense and draws the foul. Well, this guy, Kyrie Irving, just so reminiscent of his idol, Kobe Bryant. He is one of the cold-blooded scorers in the game, an absolute torture for a defender to guard.
Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Indiana.
One shot.
That's good from Irving. And you know, Doris, for both Kyrie and Kobe, each had an urge to step out on his own, you know, to put their fingerprints on a team.
No doubt, Kevin. For Kobe, it was Shaq. For Kyrie, it was LeBron. And think about last season. Kyrie actually called LeBron to apologize. But let's not kid ourselves, right? He is most comfortable in the starring role.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now, here's McConnell. No points in the game yet for him. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. The Nets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. Now, here's McConnell. He's tightly guarded. Out to Turner. Outside, Lamb. Clock at 4. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Back to KD. Shoots over Warren. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Dinwiddie.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
A wide open look here for Oladipo. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Just 1 for 5 this quarter. You know he wants to help his team, but not sure if shooting is the way to do it.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
All right, here's a look at stats for Turner. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 13 points a game, over 2.5 blocks and 7 rebounds. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, the one thing you can't teach is size. He's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but certainly a valuable backup for this team.
Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Allen. KD kicks to Dinwiddie. There's the pass to Irving. Durant down low. Lays it up and banks it in. Durant's got 14 points for the game.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now, here's Warren. 6 points for him. Over in the corner, Lamb. He kicks it to Turner. Pass to McConnell. The three. That shot off. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And Brooklyn with another turnover here. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. DeAndre Jordan third.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Irving. McConnell scanning the floor. And the shot by Warren, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
A natural-born scorer is Kevin Durant. He puts in the time, and it pays dividends on the floor.
Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And if you had to point to one problem in that game, it was their rebounding. Flat out terrible.
Well, the numbers back up that assertion, Greg, no doubt about it. And sometimes it's about, hey, we've got to get on the glass and make sure they're feeling us all night long. They didn't do that.
Brooklyn making some changes. Jonas Jerebko's checked in for Jordan. Chandler comes in for Kevin Durant. And Harris subbed in for Dinwiddie. Indiana also making some changes. Leaf checked in for Warren. Doug McDermott comes in for Oladipo. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Lamb. A shot. No good. Nice D from Chandler. And truly some significant roster changes for the Pacers this past summer.
Jeremy Lamb, Malcolm Brogdon, T.J. Warren. They've gotten younger and gotten better as well, if you ask me. Excellent work by the Pacers front office.
Now here's Lamb. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Pistons in Detroit. The 18-footer is right on the mark.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive, scoring the ball.
Moving against Brogdon. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Boy, you talk about the all-time great below-the-rim finishers. Kyrie Irving is on that list. He can use either hand. So much English. This guy is tough.
Shooting two.
The first one falls. Inodorus, as great a scorer as he is, Kyrie Irving doesn't draw a ton of fouls.
Kevin, I think that has everything to do with his elusivity. This is a young man who can finish with either hand, can get separation on any defender. This is the one thing you'd say about Kyrie Irving. He does not initiate contact around the rim.
Both free throws good for Irving.
I think you know that Kyrie Irving has such great love and passion for the game of basketball. This guy is on fire to get better.
Now here's Lamb. The shot by Brogdon wide open. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Brogdon's got 6 points.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Harris against Brogdon. Back to Irving. Launches a three. It's rebounded by Indiana. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Lamb passes to Turner. Now here's Lamb. No good on the three.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for him in this period, and they're struggling as a result.
Harris looking it over. Stolen by Brogdon. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Shot's good by Leaf.
Well, Doug McDermott, a high IQ basketball player, understands when his teammates are open how to find them.
Pass to Irving. He had stolen by Lamb. Allen against Brogdon. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the half. From 11 feet away, and it's Irving with the rebound. Irving's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the layup is good. He's got 9.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
Now here's Lamb. Turner finds Brogdon. A rebound by the Nets. Allen's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Chandler dishes to Irving. That one's in. Only his 4th make against 9 total shots.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
Brogdon outside. Pass to McDermott. Shoots a fader. He can't hit that time.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Lamb with the ball. It's Brogdon on the wing. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Brogdon's got 9. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible to stop if they're playing that way.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
They relied way too heavily on three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off. But they still settle for the outside shots. They got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Pacers, Sabonis and Turner up front. Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. And it's McConnell in at the 1 spot.
How about the athleticism of Karis LeVert? So good at slicing through the defense and making them get physical with him.
And before his scary foot dislocation in November of 2018, Karis LeVert enjoying a breakout season. Greg even garnering some most improved buzz around the NBA.
Yeah, and fortunately, the injury not as bad as it looked initially. Yeah, he's looking to continue that impressive trajectory.
No good on that one. Well, at 6'7" Doris, Karis LeVert describing himself as a point/shooting guard.
Well, why not? Because his slashing ability, his blinding speed off the dribble is really what makes him problematic. His burst is special, and it doesn't matter if he's going left or right.
And he's good on the second.
One of the things I love about the Brooklyn Nets is the culture that's being created with this franchise. They are punching above their weight. There's no quit in this team. There is so much to like.
Now here's Turner. Outside Warren. 5 on the clock. And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
Well, how about the ability to work off the basketball for a point guard? Victor Oladipo in the catch and shoot. Okay.
And Doris, you talk about the resilience of this Nets team. How about their 25-point fourth quarter comeback last season against Sacramento?
Kev, they become only the 4th team to overcome that big a deficit in the shot clock era. This Nets team is not invincible, but I promise you they're going to make you work for every single thing you get.
Now LeVert following Durant's three-point attempt. No good from 11 feet. Outside Warren. It's McConnell atop the key. And the pass to Sabonis. Over Allen. And there are the Pacers with another bucket.
This guy's a skilled interior scorer. There's height. There's great shot selection. Sabonis doing work right now.
Pass to Durant. Lets it go from deep. Drills the three-pointer. Durant's got 19 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Now here's Turner. 7 points in the game. Oladipo misses.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Well, DeAndre Jordan remains one of the best rebounders in the NBA. His ability to dominate the glass and get you extra possessions, just a thing of beauty.
First free throw is good. And with DeAndre Jordan, the rebounding is as strong as ever, Doris. But what about the rim protection?
Well, I think obviously DeAndre's block totals aren't what they used to be when he was turning away 2 shots a game. But there's more to defense than just blocking shots. And Jordan remains a plus defender.
And he makes both free throws.
To me, Karis LeVert has tons of upside. This is a 6'7" guard with an outstanding skill set.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Sabonis against Irving. Back to McConnell. Poke loose. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Levert.
Looking now at some numbers for McConnell, how he performed last season. Averaged about 6 points a game last season. 3 assists and 2 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Back to Sabonis. Dishes to Oladipo. Another shot, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Well, you simply have got to love the physicality of Miles Turner. Boxes out perfectly to snatch rebounds.
And historically, you almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
That's good from Turner. And the stretch center in demand. For Miles Turner, Greg, how does he take that next step as a player?
Getting stronger, and continuing to improve his recognition and communication at both ends of the floor.
Oladipo, the pass to Sabonis. Good work there as it goes.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Domantas Sabonis enters the league as the 11th pick in 2016. That first season, I don't think people understood how good he could be. His improvement, his ability as a promising big man in this league, unquestioned at this point.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Sabonis, no good on that one. And you look at the development for Sabonis, what stands out?
Well, I think he's made strides across the board, Kevin. And for me, this is as fundamentally sound a big man as you'll find in the league. He's a triple threat on the offensive end. He is super smart on the defensive end and quite versatile. He can guard both front court positions.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 7 points in the game. Durant just inside the line, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
He does not need a lot of breathing room. Kevin Durant, this is simply how good a shooter he is.
Oladipo finds Sabonis. Over Allen. Sabonis, no good.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert. You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
Oladipo outside. Outside Warren. 4 on the clock. Holiday inside the line, and once again off the mark by Indiana. Brooklyn leading by 19 points. Outside Jordan. Back to Dinwiddie. Off target with his 3. Pacers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Durant against Oladipo. Sabonis kicks to Warren. Passes it to Holiday. From deep. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. The second effort. The rebound by Turner. Pacers trailed by 19. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer. Pretty dime there.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 7 points in the game. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Warren against KD. Warren the pass to Sabonis. And Oladipo kicks to Warren. Shoots over KD. Good work defensively by KD.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Oladipo against LeVert. Allen finds Dinwiddie. Ball's knocked loose. Turner with the steal. Here's Holiday. That shot no good. Dinwiddie with some nice D. Pull-up jumper. And the dunk by Jordan.
Well, you love to see DJ work that hard in transition. Go ahead, run the floor, big man.
And the Pacers call time here.
There is so much to love about this Pacers team. Each guy, I feel like, is committed to having their teammates back. Go back to when Oladipo went out last year. A variety of different guys step up. They almost captured the 4 seed. Incredible.
So for the Nets, Jonas Jerebko's checked in for Jared Allen. Chandler comes in for Kevin Durant. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Karis LeVert. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Leaf checked in for Miles Turner. McDermott comes in for T.J. Warren. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Oladipo. And Brogdon subbed in for Justin Holiday. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. I know the Pacers doors felt pretty good going into the first round of the playoffs, but the Celtics turned on the switch in a big way.
Well, they sure did, and Boston obviously had so much talent, Kevin. But with Oladipo, you have to wonder how the series might have been different for Indiana.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Well, guys, Brogdon not a player that turns heads, but man, is he an efficient threat on the floor.
And he's been a great three-point shooter really since his rookie year. His field goal percentage continues to climb and has evolved into one of the best free throw shooters in the game.
Brogdon hits them both.
And back in his day as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical. Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
Back to Lamb. Pass to Brogdon. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, the officials are all over that one. And you feel like Jeremy Lamb has been in the league forever, mostly known for being a piece in the Harden trade when he left OKC, but Lamb is coming to his own the last few years.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Brogdon. And Jeremy Lamb, you feel like, Greg, he could be kind of a late bloomer.
The improvement he's shown the last few seasons has been huge. Much more comfortable as a scorer, and the defense has picked up for him as well.
Brogdon hits them both. In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Here's Leaf. McDermott for three. Dives for it. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Houston Rockets. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons.
And for that matchup with the Blazers, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Well, just tremendous body control by Spencer Dinwiddie, able to adjust to the defender's contact.
And here's Sabonis. And it's Brogdon off the drive. That shot off. Harris outside. Down low. Stolen by Brogdon. Now the Pacers moving it up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. On that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season, remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position.
Now here's Chandler, just 5 on the clock. Jerebko for 3. Let's keep it alive.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Well, DeAndre Jordan making his presence felt at the offensive end. Nice.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First free throw is good. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, what was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
Irving's checked in for Dinwiddie. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, when DeAndre Jordan is engaged, this guy is flat out a difference maker. He understands how to play to his strengths.
Indiana moving it around. Sabonis. Back to Brogdon. Goes up from the top of the key. That one off the back iron and out.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Pacers trail by 20. And there's the pass to McConnell. Brogdon outside. Back to Sabonis. Pass to Lamb. Rebounded by the Nets. Lobs it up for Jordan, and he lays in the alley-oop.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Now here's Lamb. From down in the low post, it goes. Lamb's got 6. And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. Harris outside. .131 left in the third quarter.
The 33rd pick in 2014 out of the University of Virginia. Boy, has Joe Harris found his niche the last couple of seasons as a dead-eye shooter.
First one falls for him. And Doris, more recent. We've seen Harris's offensive efficiency go through the roof.
It really has, Kevin, and it's not just his long-range shooting. He understands that he had to be adept at attacking off the closeout because they're going to take away that three-point shooting. He's got to be able to do both, and he's proven he's willing to.
And Harris drops them both. And at 6'6", Joe Harris has been asked to play a lot of minutes at that small forward position. Doris, do you think that's his natural spot?
Well, I think he's gotten pretty good in terms of his strength, if not the length of the three spot. He's worked really hard defensively to get better and better. And offense, though, that's where he's going to make his money. He can make shots consistently.
Now here's Lamb, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Lamb against Chandler. Lamb passes to McConnell. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Irving's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Chandler finds Irving. Passes to Jordan. Now Chandler from 12 feet out. Rebounded by McDermott.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Lamb passes to McConnell. And stolen by Jordan. Here's Chandler. No good on the shot. Some solid defense there from Lamb. Now McConnell over Irving. Got it off in time. And so it's Brooklyn holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
All right, offensively, okay, let's make sure we get into something. All right, we're just playing again. We don't have our spacing. All right, know who we have out there. All right, and take advantage of it. Come on, come on.
You can tell by his voice there, GA, the offense looking uncharacteristic to him.
The spacing and ball movement is important, and right now, the coach just wants them to be sharper.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Durant is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then there's Irving. Then it's Jordan. And it's Harris in a 2-guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Irving for 3. No good that time, so Indiana will take it the other way. Outside, Lamb. Knocked loose. Here's Warren, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Kevin Durant. People look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin.
The Nets making a switch here. LeVert's checked in. The Pacers also with a sub. Holiday's checked in. Second free throw, no good.
Well, I love TJ Warren. The reason, guys, is he's proven to be a dependable scorer who's got good versatility, and he can play either forward position. So important in today's NBA.
Now, here's Brogdon. Back to Turner. Pass to Brogdon. 6 to shoot. A three from Warren, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got 3 assists tonight.
Wow, if TJ Warren makes threes with consistency, it will unlock every other aspect of his game, and that's significant, guys.
Here's LeVert. The outside leaner. The shot, no good.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
And Holiday kicks to Turner. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. The shot will not fall. And on the way from Irving for 3, sinks the three-pointer. And the Nets lead by 21.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
McConnell finds Turner. Outside Warren. Back to Turner. Now the pass to Warren. They grab their own miss. Holiday. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Oladipo, he's checked in for the Pacers. Good on both. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Now here's Irving. Pass to LeVert for 3. Second chance shot. And Jordan with the nice inside bucket.
DeAndre Jordan playing a little bully ball on the interior, making that look easy.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Allen against Warren. And Holiday has it in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. Three-pointer. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Jordan, the pass to Allen. Outside, KD kicks it to Allen. Three-pointer, LeVert. It's good from long range.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Now, here's McConnell, covered by Irving. Durant trying to break free, and McConnell gets it to go. McConnell's got his first basket. Nets leading by 22. LeVert with it. Here's Irving. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Well, the ability to score at all three levels makes Kyrie Irving a near impossible check. Good luck, fellas.
Oladipo outside. And stolen by Jordan. Now here's KD, the fast break opportunity.
Well, the length and size of Kevin Durant make him a prime target on the interior. So good at forcing the issue close to the basket.
Well, Doris, you knew that his free agency would be one of the biggest stories of the summer. Everyone tried their best to land Kevin Durant.
And even considering the injury, anyone would be willing and able to take Kevin Durant on their roster. Why? Because when he's healthy, you become an immediate contender.
Free throw drops for KD.
There are very few players in the world who can do what Kevin Durant does. Under duress of the playoffs or a big moment in the game, Kevin Durant has the skill set and the mentality necessary to finish opponents off.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Kyrie Irving. The Pacers also with a sub. Sabonis, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. Durant hits them both.
Well, you're playing right into Kevin Durant's hands when you put him at the free throw line. This guy has always been terrific at the charity stripe.
Outside Warren. That shot missing. Excellent D there from Allen. And that skill set of Durant's that, Doris, you just mentioned, there really is no comparison in the league.
I agree, Kevin. I mean, just to have that soft touch with that height he has is rare in itself. Now you think about the mobility and creativity to find a shot for himself or others in any situation. That is what makes him one of the all-time greats.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Jared Allen. Caruth is checked in for Kevin Durant. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Karis LeVert. Now here's Prince. 5 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Dinwiddie's shot is off. For Indiana, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Got a piece of it. And here's Oladipo, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Temple finds Anthony. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a 3-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about 4-peat.
And the Nets with possession here. Following the score by Indiana.
He really made that shot harder than it needed to be, and coach is not happy with that choice.
Sampson, the pass to Holiday. Here's Bitadze. Here's Leaf. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Passes it to Caruth. 3-pointer on the way. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Leafs got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Anthony. Jared Allen comes in for Taurean Prince. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Rodions Kurucs. And it's LeVert in for Garrett Temple. And Brooklyn has possession. It's LeVert on the wing. Guarded by Oladipo. Now Durant. Shot clock at 6. Dinwiddie. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Now, here's McConnell. He kicks to Warren. And the foul on Miles Turner. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Brooklyn leading by 22. Dinwiddie outside. Outside, KD. 3-pointer. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for the Nets. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Pass to Sabonis. Oladipo outside. Now, here's McConnell. He's guarded closely. And it's sent back by Allen.
Wow. Jared Allen twice on the pipe. Send it back, young sir.
Irving finds LeVert. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Pacers. They'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Sunday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. McConnell passes to Sabonis. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
He deserves a lot of credit, but the D they played on him deserves a little bit of the blame as well. Even when he got hot, they didn't do enough, I don't think, to try and cool him off. And they've been passive when they've needed to be aggressive. And boy, did he make them pay.
These fans love him, and tonight he's given them plenty to cheer about. Brooklyn leading by 20. Irving with it. The pass to KD. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
And here's McConnell. Pass to Sabonis, stolen by Allen. Now here is Irving. He's covered by McConnell. Irving against Oladipo. Jordan trying to free himself up. Irving can't hit. Pacers trailed by 19. Here's McConnell. Kyrie Irving with the rebound. Irving's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Pass to LeVert. KD finds Allen. And here is Irving. Pass to Jordan. It's LeVert on the wing. And that shot misses everything. Air ball on the 3. McConnell passes to Oladipo. Brooklyn with the rebound. A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. Outside, KD. Oladipo against LeVert. Back to Durant. And KD throws it down.
This guy is such a good all-around player. Karis LeVert sharpening his court awareness and finding his open teammates.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're behind by 21. There's 1:38 left to play here in the fourth. So for the Nets, Anthony's checked in for Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Kevin Durant. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Karis LeVert. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Now Holiday, the pass to Leaf. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest successful, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and then to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this: the NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
And the first one drops. And so he hits both. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for KD.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Temple. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. With Kyrie Irving, it's early in the season, so what's the most important thing to getting off on the right foot?
Great days of practice, honestly, and being prepared. Always communicating and trusting each other. That's going to be the biggest word for us this year is trust. Like I said, consistency and trust.
We will see. It's a long season if you can get that done, Kyrie. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.